Hi, in continuation to the previous video, let's learn about dictionaries in this video. So Python dictionaries are like regular dictionaries that maps words to definitions. So unlike lists and tuples, in dictionaries, each element is a key value pair, and you can visualize key to be like the word and the associated value to be the definition of that word. The keys form a set, like the elements in a set, these are immutable. That means in a dictionary, a particular key can appear at most once. Let's look at how we define dictionaries in the form of code. Let's go to Python notebook. So this is how you define or declare a dictionary variable. This is the variable name. We'll use the curly brackets, and each element is a key value pair. The key has to be immutable. So in this case, we've used string. So this is the key, colon, the value. The value can be any mutable data type. It could also be immutable. So you're free to have anything as value. So, and this is what the memory map will look like. To describe the memory map, I have used a dictionary with just two elements. So let's say if the dictionary just contained these two elements, key, colon value, comma, this key to colon value 2. So this variable Avengers now refers to, okay, so this variable holds or refers to this memory location ID5, and the contents of ID5 are not these values but references to these values. So ID5 is a memory location that holds reference to this key 1, key value 1, key 2, value 2. So these are the four references, and these are the actual memory locations which hold these values. So this ID2, this memory location, this is the content of the memory location. It holds this value 1. This memory location ID4 holds the value 2. And this memory location ID1 holds the value Iron Man. The location ID2 holds the value Thor. Okay, so when I say that dictionaries are, the values are mutable, that means if I make changes here, then this reference is going to be updated accordingly. And the keys are immutable. Now let's look at how we use dictionaries in code. Okay, so this is how you declare it. If you print it, we have various functions available with dictionaries. Uh, you can find out if a key is present in a dictionary or not. You can get the list of all keys, you can get all the values, you can get a list of all the key value pairs. So this particular method, let's see what it prints. I'm going to comment this out and just print the get keys output, and also let's print the data type of this. Okay, so here we get a list of all the keys. And uh, we'll look at how this method is helpful in iterating through the dictionary if you have to loop through it. So you can read either the list of all keys, you can read the list of values, or you can also read the list of all items, meaning list of all pairs of key values. Let's print this. So dot item method gives you a list of tuples. Each tuple is one element of dictionary. And what is each element of the dictionary? It's a key value pair. So you can just look at the bracket itself, will tell you that this is a tuple with two members, key 1, value 1. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 elements in the dictionary. So we have 8 tuples put together in a list when you invoke this method dot items. So you can read the a particular, if you want to just know what is the value associated with a certain key, what you would do is, so this is unordered again. Dictionaries are not ordered like lists. So you don't have index number here. So you can read values by using the keys instead. So look here. So here I have declared a dictionary with a string as the key, and the value is a list. So each value here, so this has 4 elements, element 1, element 2, 3, and 4. In each element, the key is a string, but the value is a list. So now if I want to read, so this particular dictionary has, it holds the the names of animals that start with a particular character. So if I just want to read the list of animals that start with letter A, I would just want to read the value of the element with key A. So it's similar to the, how we use index to read a particular element in list. Similarly, instead of the index number, we just put key here. So from this dictionary, give me the value associated with the key equal to A. This is what this sentence means. And this would just print this particular list. And since values can be mutable, and it we have list as values, so if you make any modifications to the list, that modification would appear when you print the dictionary. Let's run this code. Okay, so we have printed the contents of the dictionary for this key C, which is this one. And here we have printed the contents for this particular key A, and this is what it is. To loop through a dictionary, the looping part is similar for all collections in Python. All you do is you just use this format for, and you can put any variable name here. This variable will hold a particular element while looping through the collection. So let's say I just name this for each. In here, you will put the collection variable name. It could be a list, it could be a tuple, it could be any of the collection data types. It could be a string. So in case it's a string, so this is the variable name. And then colon. So in each iteration, if you just print this value of each, let's say this variable name was, let's say we had a list called students, and this is what it contained, 3 names, A, B, and C. So in place of variable name, we put students here. And we can use a variable name student here to make it more readable, more appropriate name for this variable. So now when we, okay, this is student. So when we run this code, each time in the first iteration, this variable student will hold the value of first element, index 0. In the second iteration, this variable will hold this value. In the third iteration, this variable will hold this value, and you will get this as the printout. So this looping mechanism is same for whether you're using it for list, tuple, or list, or any collection data type. In case of strings, each time this variable will hold the value of a character. In the other collection data types, each time this variable will be holding the value of a specific element. So in case of dictionaries, since now it's not just elements, it's pair of things, it's key value pairs. So to iterate through it, what we do is we first get either the list of keys or the list of values or the list of items. Then once you have got the list of keys, this is again a list, it's a collection. It's a collection of just the keys. So each time this variable will hold on the value of a specific key, right? So right now this will hold a list of all the keys A, B, C, and D. So it will have these values A, B, C, and D. And when you run this, in each iteration, this variable key will hold a value of a specific element. First iteration, it will have this value, second iteration, this value, and so on. So you can print the key, and now you can use this key to read the associated value from the dictionary variable. So now do, if I write a code like this, the dictionary variable name, square brackets, key, then if the key was A at that time, this will give me the associated value when the key was A. So it will give me this list. The associated value is a list. So I will get this as the result, anteater, antilla. Okay, there's no animal called this. I've just randomly used some names. Okay, and we can also loop through a, the list of tuples if we wanted to read both the key value pairs, the key and value together. Okay, so in this case, like we've just shown a simple example here. Let's say if I just wanted to find how many total animals are the count of animals contained in this dictionary, right? So each value is a list. So what I want to do is I want to find the length of this list plus the length of this list plus the length of this list plus the length of this list. So what I would do is I'll just loop through the dictionary. So instead of looping through the keys here, the same code could have been implemented by looping through keys also, but it's easier to do it this way. I can just loop through the values because all I'm interested in is finding the length of each value. So I can just loop through each value. So I just use the method dot values, which gives me a list of all the values. And for each value in that list of values, just find the length of the value, add it to some count, return the count. For modification, I could, it's similar to list. So in list, we use the index number to modify values. So the list variable name square bracket index number equal to some value, whatever modification you wanted to make. In this case, instead of index number, you will have the key. So if I just wanted to change this, let's say I just wanted to change animals for at, with this key to be some other list, something. Okay, so I could just run this code. So the only variation as compared to list is index of instead of index number, now I have the value, I have the key here. So As discussed, we can append a value, or we can update a value, or we can insert a value by just using this simple format. This is the variable name, this is the key, and this is either the new value that you wanted to associate with this key, or this could be an entirely new element. You can also add a dictionary, append a dictionary to another one. So we just, let's see here, we have this dictionary called X Force, which has 4 elements. And now we had another dictionary called Avengers. So we have updated this dictionary Avengers with all the elements that we had in the dictionary X Force by just using this simple code update. And you can remove an element, you can remove a specific key, or you can just use the pop method to remove a particular element. Looping is, like we already discussed, that it's very simple in Python. All you have to do is for some variable name. So this is like, for each element in this collection, do this. It's the same structure for all the collections. Like if you have sets, like we discussed sets in the previous video, this is how you would look through the set. So if we had this set, so you will again have for this variable name, could be anything, just use descriptive names. So for a particular set element in this collection of elements, which is a set, print each element. In case of dictionaries, you will either use the dot keys method, you can use the values method, or you can use the items. Let's see what this piece of code does. So by default, if you use the same method as we use for looping through any collections, instead of using the dot keys, dot get values, or get items method of dictionary, if you just use the same structure, this contains the key every time. In each iteration, it holds a key. So you can use this key to find the value. All you have to do is the name of the dictionary variable, square bracket, this key to get the value. So this is another way of iterating through dictionaries. Okay, I think that is it that I had for this class. And you can use the Python documentation to look at all the available methods for dictionaries. But I hope you got the basic idea, and now you're ready to write some complex programs using all these collection data types and all about loops and conditional programming. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye.